Hi there, I'm Daniel Rosehill. Thanks for checking out the About page on my website. So in this video, I want to just spend a few minutes running through what's on the About page. My idea in doing this is that whenever I speak to prospective customers, one of the first questions they ask is, can you tell us a bit about yourself? So perhaps by saving a few minutes of conversation, I'm just going to record this video. I'll try to explain a little bit, hopefully in under 5 minutes, how I got into writing, marketing writing, what I'm doing today, where I've worked before, that kind of thing. So starting with a traditional resume format, or CV as I used to call it. I went to university, went to college in University College Cork in Ireland. I actually studied law. That was what was appealing to me. Most at the time it was either law or studying commerce and Chinese, and I did law. And it was actually during my law degree, the first year when I was learning about constitution law and all these topical issues, that I got into writing. Firstly, contributing articles, as most students do, for a student newspaper. Then I went ahead and founded my own news website for student news for the university, and ran that for a few years, and then sold it off to a buyer in New York, expanded it nationally. It was a whole interesting experience, but really got me passionate about writing, doing a lot of interviews at a low level, admittedly, but it was kind of the spark that really got me going, although I think I've always been creative. The other part of my writing journey was that during my time in university, I interned in Irish Central, which is an irishcentral.com is America's biggest online news website. Interned for the newspaper in New York City, and then that was the start of freelance journalism. So started writing for them for a number of years, number of other websites and print publications as well. So I was initially headed more in a journalism trajectory. At which point I went over to the UK, to London. I completed a master's in political journalism. That was actually the last intake of the political stream in City University in London. So that was where I did my master's degree. I came back to Ireland, worked for my first in-house job at vConnecta, which is now better known as eCanvasser. It's a political technology toolkit. So I was marketing communications manager, so this was working in-house for vConnecta, and basically just managing their communications, setting up their marketing communications. It was a smaller company at that time, but doing all the PR duties, producing marketing collateral, writing for the company and their leadership, that kind of thing. So I then transitioned to Israel in 2015, and I don't want to make this too personal, but it was a move for personal reasons. So I moved here in 2015, did an absorption program language school, worked at a PR company relatively briefly as an assistant account manager that was working on technology accounts. I then transitioned into another marketing communications manager role for an IoT startup. Managed a similar job to vConnecta, just bigger scale, 50 person business, managing basically all the marketing communications, social media, newsletters, ghostwriting for the marketing manager, for the executive team, working with a graphic designer, producing collateral in-house, and also managing a PR agency. So I then took over the PR myself, but for a while I was the writer for the PR agency. So I got some good experience during that time in Ayeka, which was the IoT company. Basically, interfacing with the PR company, producing a lot of internal thought leadership, and getting that placed externally. This is for a industrial IoT, so a pretty typical niche B2B company with a lot of heavyweight engineering content. So I left Ayeka approximately 2 summers ago. I was doing some freelancing basically when I moved to Israel before I started my full-time job, so continuing intermittently. And since then I have basically been doing that on a full-time basis. In terms of who I work for, so as I mentioned in my website, try to be a little bit discreet because it is a ghostwriting service. So I do a lot of ghostwriting for executives and companies and individuals specifically. So I try not to put, and that's something, as a prospective client that I am pretty strict and diligent about. Unless I have explicit permission, I'm not going to be putting even a testimonial on my website with a name. So but at the moment, working with a variety of companies, individuals and agencies, marketing agencies, and in terms of the clients, ranging from cybersecurity clients, a couple of major marketing agencies, a digital transformation agency. Clients basically spread at any one time, typically between Israel, the UK. I've had one or two in Ireland, and I've even had clients as far removed as Singapore and South Africa. So an international client base based around an English speaking territory. But my best fit is writing long form, so that's articles, blogs, ebooks, speeches, white papers, longer than 1,000 words. Writing it for B2B technology companies, and in terms of my unique value add is typically the next conversation. So I would say that I have a deep understanding of B2B technology, a real hands-on understanding for a lot of the technologies I write about regularly: cybersecurity, CRM, ERP, backup, disaster recovery, business continuity management. A lot of these areas are areas that I not only have written for clients for, but actually have direct hands-on experience. In other words, I'm not bluffing. I know what I talk about. I also have experience gained from freelance journalism, completing a journalism degree, and also working on the marketing side in-house in fast-moving technology companies and running that infrastructure there. So I've seen basically both the technology side of things and the editorial side, which is important for when you're pitching thought leadership content, that it has to be of a certain standard and to get that successfully placed in trade media and other publication sources. So that's basically it. I won't do the personal stuff because that's a whole separate domain. But feel free to read through the rest of my bio. My resume/CV for British and Irish potential customers is linked there as well. And if you are interested in setting up a time to speak, please use the book a meeting button and we can set up a time to speak using Zoom. Thanks for watching this video.